Hi everyone, I'm Jackie. I'm back with another appetizer recipe as part of the Real Women of Philadelphia cooking competition. Today we are making savory 3-cheese cookies. The reason I chose this recipe is because my husband Jim loves these cookies. And you know what? He deserves a bit of a treat right now. Have you heard the expression golf widow? Well, Jim right now is a cream cheese widower. Yes, for the past few weeks of the contest, I may have been here physically in body, but my mind and my thoughts have been deep in Philadelphia. Philadelphia cream cheese, that is. And Jim has noticed, but he has sat patiently on the back burner playing second fiddle to cream cheese. And maybe part of the reason he's been so patient is he's eaten quite well during this competition. After all, he is my #1 test stomach. But still in all, I want to give him a little thank you for supporting me from the sidelines. And I think these cookies will do the trick. So let's get going. I have already turned my oven on. I've lined some cookie sheets with silicone baking mats. You can use parchment paper just as easily. And I have prepared some of my ingredients. I've whisked together my flour, baking powder, salt, pepper, and paprika. I finely chopped some walnuts and also some sun-dried tomatoes. Now make sure you use sun-dried tomatoes that are soft and flexible. And if you're using the oil-packed kind, just blot them really well with paper towel. Get that oil off before you chop them up. I also got a head start on our cheese mixture. In the bowl of my stand mixer, I beat 1 brick of Philadelphia cream cheese, regular original, and beat that till it was smooth and creamy. Then I added 1 egg yolk and I beat that with the paddle attachment until it was light and fluffy, scraping down the side of the bowl so that we get everything incorporated and mixed in smooth. And then I beat in 1 cup of cheddar cheese and ½ cup of grated Parmesan cheese. And that's what we've got here now. Nice and thick. Now these cookies are already pretty intensely flavored, but if you want to kick it up another notch, you could use a Tex-Mex style grated cheese instead of the plain cheddar. So this is going back on my stand mixer, and I'm going to put it on low speed and add my flour, my nuts, and my sun-dried tomatoes, and I'll just mix that until it's just combined. Alright, I'm back with our cookie dough, and I've already started portioning it onto our cookie sheets. And I'm using one of my favorite kitchen tools. This is a 1 tablespoon capacity mini ice cream scoop. If you don't have one of these, just use a 1 tablespoon measure and use your finger or a spoon to get the dough out. Now it is fairly soft and sticky dough, so be prepared to get your hands dirty, but that never hurt anyone. So I'm going to show you 2 different ways I like to make up these cookies. One is quick and simple, and that is just taking a flat bottom glass, dipping it in flour so it doesn't stick, and pressing on our cookies to flatten them. That's it, quick and simple. This makes kind of rough-edged little coins. For our other method, we are going to doll these up a bit, and we're going to make thumbprint cookies. You're probably familiar with sweet thumbprint cookies, and this is the same thing, just a savory take. So we've got our mounds, and we're not going to flatten them, but we're going to make an indent into the center. And you can use your thumb, they are called thumbprint cookies, or the bottom of a wooden spoon. I happen to have this handy dandy little bottle opener, and the end piece is the perfect shape and size for these, so that's what I'm using. Dip it in flour so it doesn't stick, and you can also kind of spin it around in the cookie to make a bigger little divot for our filling. Now, just like a sweet thumbprint cookie, we could fill these before or after we bake them. So if you wanted to, you could put some Philadelphia cream cheese in here right now. Use a bag and a piping tip or just a little spoon. and fill it in and bake it right in there. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to bake these empty and fill them afterwards because I really like the contrast of the cool, fresh cream cheese against these big flavors in these cookies. But why don't you try it both ways and see what you like better. So that's it. These are going in the oven. They will bake until they are dry on the top, golden on the bottom, and just a little brown around the edges. Should take about 12 to 15 minutes. Okay, our cookies are all baked off and I have them cooling on a wire rack. We have our simple little coins, and these are ready to eat straight up as they are. They would make a lovely addition to a cheese plate. They also travel very well, so you could bring them to the office for an afternoon snack. If you wanted to dress them up a little bit, you could spread some of them with cream cheese and make little savory sandwich cookies. So those are done. All we have to do for our thumbprint cookies is fill in our thumbprints. And for that I have a little bag with a tip of softened cream cheese. I'm using plain because I like the clean taste of the plain cream cheese against the bold flavors of the cookie. But go ahead and experiment and use different flavors. I bet the spinach flavored Philly would be fabulous with the flavors we have going on here. But I'm just going to fill these in. I've got a star tip to make these pretty, but you don't have to do that. You could even just use a little spoon and tip some cream in there. Doesn't have to be fancy or fine. So there's our little thumbprint cookie. Isn't it cute? Again, these would make a lovely addition to a cheese plate, or you could serve them on their own with pre-dinner drinks to whet the appetite before your meal. So here we have our savory 3-cheese cookies, both the simple coins and the thumbprint style. I think Jim is going to love these little tokens of appreciation, and if you happen to have a cream cheese widower in your life, maybe you could bake up a batch for him as well. But whatever you do, don't forget to thank the wonderful people who are cheering you on in this great adventure. Thank you for joining me today, and I look forward to seeing you again.